welcome back to my channel, XOXO Sheba. Today's video is a wig review mixed in with a wig tutorial, right? Keep it interesting. The wig we're going to be working on today is from FreeTress Equal, and this is their wig Letty. Now, with making this part look natural, the thing that's a little bit different than your average wig is the fact that this has no lace front, like at all. This is just a lace in the part. I did not cut off any lace, it just doesn't have any. But before we get into the video, you guys already know the drill. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, you guys, so looking at this part here, these fray hairs that you see, they did give us a little bit of baby hair to work with. So we'll use that in a few, but right now we're gonna focus on this part. As you can see, the part is not, it's not horrible, but it could be a little bit wider and more prominent. So I'm gonna pluck a few hairs out of that so it can look a little bit better. With plucking your parts, you really just kind of go within where your parting space is, like this middle area, and pull out the hairs. Yeah. So with plucking your part, what you wanna do is go through right in the middle of your part where there's like extra hairs and stuff, and that's where you wanna pluck out. So it kind of like gives you a runway, I guess, of parting space, for lack of a better term. You can tweeze, but I found that tweezing is a lot harder than just plucking with your hands. One of the things I do to make sure I don't rip my lace is, one, you don't want to take too many hairs at a time, and number two, hold your finger down on the lace and then pull it out, so that way it keeps your lace from like really tugging while you're pulling out these hairs. You definitely want to widen your parts when you have a thicker wig, because the closer your part is when you have these thick wigs, the more unnatural that it looks. So right here in this front area, I see it's like a really dark line, so I'm really gonna like pluck some hair off this area because it kind of shows off that line of demarcation. And this is the area where you're really trying to blend your lace with your scalp. So you really don't want anything kind of blocking this front area outside of your baby hair, but like right on this line, you kind of don't want that. I don't know how well y'all can see this, but having those hairs right covering the edge kind of really showed off that line of demarcation, and this is right where I really need to blend my scalp, so I need that free and clear to look nude. Okay, so let me explain what's going on. So what I'm doing is I took my Got2b glue and I just slicked my edges, because I'm going to be using a little bit of my edge with this one for baby hair. So this wig does have 2 combs in the front, 1 in the back, and it does have adjustable straps. What I'm doing right here, what you see me doing, is just laying my edges so that they'll fit well on the wig. Now, I'm going to go ahead, I'm not Got2b gluing this in a sense that it's supposed to stick down with the Got2b glued. However, I am going to go ahead, while the glue is still tacky from me laying my edges, I'm going to go ahead and put the wig part down so that it lays as flat as possible, because this is a softer lace. And as we all know, if you are a synthetic person, you know that soft lace is like more comfortable, but it doesn't lay as flat. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then also, if you can tell, that's why I parted it a little bit, is because I'm gonna have it a little bit behind my hairline, because I'm gonna use my hairline for edges. This wig is big head friendly, so if you have a larger head, this wig will be just fine for you. If you have a smaller head, it's gonna take some adjusting. Like for me, I probably should have adjusted this a little tighter. And then the combs, they're also, when I say in the front, they're also more like here and here, not necessarily here and here. Put a little more because I feel like it dried just a tad. Right in there. All right, so now that that's laid down, I'm just gonna go ahead and tie my scarf so that we can secure it. I love the texture of this wig. It's very soft, but it also has that yucky coarseness to it. It's a very nice texture, and like it doesn't shed. Like it seems like by the time you get to the bottom, because this is a long wig, y'all. This is a pretty long wig. It feels like you're gonna like have some shedding coming off in your hands, but you're not. So that's awesome. It does tangle just a tad though, just to let y'all know. But I mean, that's to be expected. So I'm gonna let this settle for like 15 minutes and then we're gonna come back and finish working on this wig. All right, y'all, so it's been 15 minutes. So it's actually been 20 minutes. So now I'm gonna take this off and see what's popping. Oh, it's kind of sticking as well. Now, here we are. But I feel like I don't have enough. It's not behind my hairline enough right here to make it make sense. So I'm gonna push it back just a tad. I'm gonna add these little side pieces that don't wanna lay. But yeah, I'm gonna push it back just a tad bit so I can get a little more edge going. So now as you can see right here, it's looking a little more natural, but we still got this whole area going on. So I'm gonna grab my powder so we can make that more, like a more brighter part. So for the part I'm going through with my pressed powder, I use the Dream Matte Mousse. I'm not a Dream Matte Mousse. I use the Maybelline Dream Powder. And the color that I use on my scalp is golden beige, because as you can see already, like my scalp's a little light skin. So all I do is just like dip it in there and put it in the part. The whole purpose is to make it more scalp-like and to also make it bolder so that it's a clear separation. Like there's a part here, because you know, like it's a thicker wig, so you need a little more oomph to be like, yes, it's here, there is a part, it's not invisible. And then really focusing right in here, trying to disguise that low line of demarcation. And don't worry, I'm gonna clean this up. It's not gonna just look like a bunch of junk in my part. I'm gonna clean that up. So once I feel like I've got enough pressed powder, what I like to do is go through like this and kind of blend. And then to fix where, you know, I got a little too happy, I go through with eyebrow powder. It's just Wet n Wild, it's the cheap kind. I've used it before in many videos. But what I go through is I kind of go through and fix where I went too wide and just kind of like deperfect this line of demarcation, because your hairline's not a perfect line straight off your scalp. So just trying to make that have the illusion that it's a little more unperfect. And if you use too much of this, you can go back with your pressed powder and just do it again. Like you can go back on top of these forever, pretty much. Okay, so I'm not exactly happy with how that looked. Like I feel like it could be a little better. So what I just did is, since the wig part didn't stick like I wanted it to my scalp, I just pushed that back and I'm gonna add some powder under the part. And what this is gonna do is gonna help me camouflage that line. So I'm just making this where my part's gonna go a lot more bold. And this is something, like, this is a throwback for me. This is something I used to do in the beginning that I had stopped doing because I didn't really have this problem. But since I have it now, why not go back? And like, you can already see, like, we're not done yet, but it just makes it blend a little bit better. Like, I'm kind of creating a hairline under my hairline. Well, not a hair, I'm creating a part under the part. This would be easier if I had already had a part right here, but since I don't, I'm trying to just make this as seamless as possible. There we go. Yeah, see, that's already like more seamless than what I had going on before. Okay, yeah, that is much, much better. See, like I was saying, is like right there where the wig stops. That's where you don't want people to see, is that line right there when you're pushing your hair behind the hairline. When you're gonna use your own edges, that's the hardest part, is that you really have to make that part blend. But when you put that powder under there and then go over top, it does make it a whole lot easier to go ahead and use your own edges instead of making baby hair. So you guys, this is what the part turned out to look like. And that is how I style my lace parts when I don't have any, you know, lace in the front or anything like that. And also just in general, if you're having trouble trying to like fix your line of demarcation, that powder under your part is a major key, okay? So if you remember nothing else from this video, remember that part. The spec that I have on this wig though is that it is super long. Like, if you pull it, it goes down to hip length, and I can't even show you guys hip length. Like, it's a good 30 inches. And it is gorgeous. So if you're looking to pick her up, I would definitely link her down below in the description box for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell so you never miss an upload from your fave. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.